Alright, so today I gotta get this set before I can really move on, right? I mean, I could do more details and stuff, but nah. I want to get this ready for paint so I can at least get some primer on it, so stop the corroding before it gets bad. It's obviously bare steel, so it's getting some mild surface corrosion everywhere with each passing minute, just from humidity in the air. So in order to do that, I want to determine where my ride height and everything is going to be. As you see, it's got the suspension on there, suspension gives, and I'm planning to make that so that doesn't happen. That way it's not squatting, and it actually has room to articulate still. Let's set him off to the side. Get the truck front and center. Alright, I'll need that guy. First thing, wheels got to come off. Let's take all the center caps. So these center caps screw onto these energy wheels here to cover your wheel nut. Now that we have our wheel nuts exposed, let's pull off our wheels. Now for convenience, I'm going to jack up the rear end. For convenience and safety, I should say. Safety first, right? Alright, we'll leave the wheel nut in there. Let's get the next one. Alright, wheels are off. Now I have access to my fender mounts. So let's get our fenders off of there. So, right up here. Alright, one screw out. Two screws out. Alright, now a hex fell off. Might as well pull those so I don't lose them. Now this is what I'm going to be replacing right here. So let's get these screws out. Let's get that screw out. Screw goes all the way to there. And they're Phillips heads. Not a big fan of Phillips screws at all. Alright, and there's my spring packs that I'm going to be remaking. Never mind on the solid trusses. Just realized I got these leftover leaf springs that I took off of another truck. Not a semi-truck, RC 4-wheel drive leaf sprung truck. So, what I could actually do, they appear to be the same width. I could just take apart the spring packs and rebuild them with more spring. So let's see here. Let's get this. Let's pull these apart. Now these springs are sort of flattened a little bit too. I did that to lower the rear end of the truck. So with these new ones, I just want to make them match these as I go. Boy, I just wasted a little bit of time, didn't I? I think this will be a good idea because, I mean, it'll still have some give, but I could probably make them so they're darn near rigids. So, we'll see. Alright, so you got your little rivet that keeps everything in place, just like these. They're the same sizes, the same widths, except for the main springs. Oh shit, you want to ride?
Yeah, what's it called? I was on base when you had, texted me.
Alright, so now that I've decided to change course, I just got back from a 24 mile bike ride. So there's a little hold up, and I used a lot of time, so let's see what we can get done here. Try and get these stacks built back up and moved over. I'm probably just going to rebuild these spring packs with all of these extra springs, I think. It'll probably be pretty solid that way too, but mostly just because I have them, and it'll be easier than doing the solid thing anyway. No drilling or anything. And it'll look a little better, I think. Alright, now my next order of business is to drill out a bunch of rivets. Alright, now let's drill these out. Well, fuck it. It'll be easier just to grind them and punch them. We got it right here, why not, right? Oh, yeah. I like my punch with a lot of sugar. Now let's mark it, because now I gotta cut it. So when I do this, I'm gonna do the other one too for the other pack. So I want this one to ride over the whole thing. That way we're pretty much doubling our spring rate. Now just make it not sharp. So this one will pretty much double the main spring rate. Bum, 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 bum. So now let's make its twin. All right, now the next spring I want to be in between. Oops. I want to be in between those two. So Go about a 1/4 inch longer than that one. First, let's make it match. Alright, so I want it to be a little bit longer than this one. Let's shoot for right there. Alright, so this next one, guess what? I want it to be between that and that again. Alright, now what I'm going to do, because I still have 3 more, and I realized my stack up isn't going to math out, and I'm going to use all of these springs, so that way it's very, very rigid for whatever you haul, so it can hold it. So in order to do that, this one I'm going to chop a little bit off each end, and I'm pretty much going to start double stacking them. Now that this one's a little bit longer than it, and it's a little bit longer than that, they're going to end up with a half stack, a half space from here on out. So if I line this up, there you can see how they get spaced closer together. That's how the stack's going to be from here on out. And there is my stack. And you can see it's a lot thicker. So this probably won't grab it so well anymore, because instead of 3 springs, I have 9. So that extra thickness is going to be made up by this bracket. So I'm just not going to put this back on it. But I need a way to keep these straight. So I have some brass rivets. Let's see if they're the right size. They're probably much too long, but are they at least the right diameter? Yes. All right. So let's take a couple, just because. All right, the first one, what I want to do is I want to get them all lined up and mark how long it needs to be. So I don't want a real big shop head on the back. I'd like to keep it rather small, actually. So the rivet is going to swell in the hole too. I just want it to hold these together till I get in there. So let's chop that off and go from there. Now, I don't actually have rivet cutters. Oh, those aren't going to do it. So now I don't have rivet squeezers or any of the niceties. I don't have a rivet gun. Really, I got nothing. So what I'm going to use is a hammer. So Got a little divot in here. I can rest that in. I'll take my rock hammer because it's got some punch behind it. Try to keep it relatively straight and square with my stack as well, as much so as I can. Maybe I can there we go. Crap. Am I putting this in wrong? I am, but I don't know that it actually matters. It really doesn't. So, it doesn't really matter, so I'm just going to put these in this direction because it's easiest. And there we go, one spring pack. And shoot that rivet. Oh, there we go. Now let's see if my spring packs match. They do. Yay. All right, now let's see if they'll bolt together. Hopefully. Oh no, wait, that's right. Need to drill that hole out just a little bit to fit my shop head. That's a little bigger than the original. Alright, now let's see how it lines up to the template from what I pulled off the truck. We're a slight bit higher, so we'll see how it looks. Now let's bolt the second one together. How's this one's shop head? This one's shop head actually just fits, so that's good. Do they match? They do! Oh yeah, those ones are rigid now. They still have some give, but yeah. 3 times the spring on that sucker. Look at them. Yeah. Those are going to beef the back up pretty good. Alright, so here's my new and improved spring packs. They should have at least 3 times the capacity. There's 3 times the springs in there. I have them running all the way over the ends of the originals too, just to make sure it's got that beef. So let's see how that what that translates to on the truck. Oh, they certainly look a little more the part, don't they, with all those springs in there? Look better than a beam would have anyway, I think. So, oh, leaning over there is hard after that bike ride. 24 miles. That's right. Oh, yes. Sitting. So they still have give, but man, they are a lot stronger. So now let's get our fenders back on. Down to 2. Here we go. All right, let's see how low she goes. Man, rear end's high now. Look at that, I gained that much. They were like tucked before. Those wheels were like tucked before. Look at that. Gained a lot of height there. Oh, she's firm though. Oh yeah. Has a little movement and then it just turns to a rock. So that'll be real good for this. And I think that's probably it for today. That bike ride took a lot of time out of my day. So that's a shame. But look at that. Yeah. Now she's ready to haul. Got all them extra springs in there. Oh boy. So that's 9 leaves on each side now for the back. Wonder if it still really flexes. I mean, a little bit. When it's got weight on it. Oh yeah, then it will, no problem. Ooh, this is gonna be sweet. I can't wait, guys, can't wait. But I have to, and so do you. See you next time. Beep-a-doop.